I'm Jess, you're watching Living by the F Word, and this is my garage. And in this series, I'm gonna show you how I turned it from this into this. What's up, F Word lovers? Welcome back to Living by the F Word. I'm Jess, fine artist, flight attendant, and festival enthusiast, and I talk about F words here on my channel. Here's the video you've been waiting for a long time. The studio tour, how I turned my garage into my dream art studio. This area probably seems very familiar. This is the view from the house. So basically here is where I usually sit and film my YouTube videos. Hey you guys, welcome back to Living by the F Word. This is very familiar to many of my subscribers. This board I will show you a close-up of. I made it myself. Has a lot of photos of travel and food and all the F words I love that are all on my Instagram. So make sure you follow me over there. We also have extra fridge in here, which I've decorated. Just some more color. I just love collecting things. So I have a lot of decorations here on the refrigerator. I have some of my paintings hung up over there, my trademark sign, my college degree, and there's just like a lot of color between the lamp, my festival attire, the cork board with all the Polaroids that I created from my Instagram photos. Just lots of things going on. I really enjoy my time in here when I get to create in here, which is exactly why I created this space. I really just wanted somewhere to have a home in order to create whatever I wanted, and that's what I have here. Over here we have a workbench area. You saw how I resurfaced this. I'll do projects on here on a cutting mat. Sometimes I will film here as well. I have this little device that holds my phone, and I have a bunch of little knickknacks and decorations over here. I also have storage and a bunch of other crap underneath here. This chair my grandfather refinished for me. He got it out of the dump, he refinished the wood, and then I painted the rainbow inside the trim so that it matches a lot of the stuff that I have. It's a nice little workbench, really great to get things done. I have a pencil sharpener here, a lot of little knickknacks and stuff. And the pencil sharpener actually matches this little blockboard print that I got from the artist. I have her over here. This one, it's like the robot artist. Robots in Rowboats is her name. So cute. And then I got tarot, of course. This was one of the first things I ever bought actually for magnets here in the studio, was the major arcana and the tarot. And they're also super bright colors. They're not traditional colors, so everything just kind of works. I have my original Living by the F Word logo that I designed. It's a self-portrait of myself. And yeah, I mean, there's the Fool. We got a lot going on in here, guys. A lot going on in here. It is just so much fun. I got all my deckies in a row up here, right above my workstation. And then of course I have the Death Star as different moon phases. I have all the storage, which I will show you. let's talk about the storage a little bit. I got these cabinets from Home Depot, and I will let you know what the brand is. They were pre-assembled. Got this storage, which did not come with countertop at all. This countertop was probably the best buy in the entire project. It was $350 or $360 for a 12-foot wood chopping block, and I got it from Floor & Decor. Really great deal. It's honestly really beautiful. You really can't beat that price. So this really works as a nice way to display a lot of my items. And some more art and books, and some of my art on display as well, of course, including headpieces I've made, the terrariums that my mother and I have made. And then I have a lot of storage for all of my craft projects, which was really what was needed. So I will give you a little tour of all the drawers. Welcome to storage tour. So in this drawer here, it looks very overwhelming, but I have a lot of supplies for making headpieces and festival hats. So I have gems. It kind of has gotten a little messy over the years. This is some jewelry I have to fix, but I have a lot of trim. I've got a lot of beaded fabric, tons and tons of trim fabric in here to make awesome headpieces. I have not really ever, I've only made a hat for 2 people. The reason why I've never really created hats for people to actually sell is because it just brings me a lot of joy, and I just don't really want to be stressed making someone else a festival headpiece. You know, it's a fun thing for me, but clearly I have a lot of stuff in here to make some more things with, so maybe I'll do some sort of giveaway where I make a hat and give it away to someone. All right, this drawer, also a little messy, but have some watercoloring paper, lots of drawing stuff in here. I have all of my crayons, oil pastels, colored pencils, regular crayons. I have the oil colored pencils, just a lot of coloring, drawing, journaling things in here. This is kind of a glue drawer. I have a lot of I have hot glue guns, I have safety pins, regular Elmer's glue. I have my paint brushes that I keep in here since my painting area is right over there. This is some tubing I use to make my steampunk top hat that it's kind of turned into a little bit of a junk drawer, but basically I have some painting stuff in here and glues and safety pins and stuff like that. This is scrapbooking stuff. This is a lot of extra scrap paper that I use to make the mannequin heads. And then we have just regular paper, tons and tons of paper for scrapbooking. And if you're into journaling, bullet journals, things like that, I have a lot of little cutesy letters and stickers. That's pretty much what this drawer is. This drawer just holds tissue paper for wrapping gifts. We have a whole other bin on the other side for gift wrapping, but this kind of just ended up here, and so that's what's in that drawer. So now I'm gonna go to some of the bottom drawers. This has styrofoam stuff if you're into flower arrangements or needing anything to build. Basically, that's what I have in here. And this bottom drawer, we have a lot of ribbon and basically gift wrapping stuffers, basket stuffers, and bows. These 2 drawers at the bottom are all ribbon drawers. My mom loves making wreaths. She likes crafting things like that. And I use ribbon too for some of the hats and headpieces I make. So that's pretty much what is in all of these drawers here. Cabinets here. This is all fabric that I use for making headpieces and hats. I have an iron. I have bags of clothes that I want to convert into other things. I have a mannequin head for when I style the hats, when I'm like trying to figure out where something should lie or where something would hang like a chain. I use that mannequin head, and I have some other feather mohawks in here just because I have nowhere else. I have no more room to display them anywhere. in here, this is a lot of painting supplies. So I have paint brushes if I decide to paint. I have a lot of extra lighting in case I decide to paint, because it's really important that you have lighting. I have, this is candle wax. This is all paint in here. Paint, paint, paint. And then I have some photography equipment up top here. In this cabinet, I have lots of feathers. I have lots of hats, visors, and items to make headpieces with. I also have my sewing machine in here. I didn't even realize there's the LED lights. There's a lot of stuff that I have, guys, to make really awesome projects. These top cabinets here, we're still kind of working with, but there's some paints, some mason jars, and some, you know, glues like the E6000 and Gorilla Glue and stuff like that. This spray bottle is so when in the winter I have my buddy heater, I have to check the gas to make sure that it doesn't leak. And then this one kind of just keeps some stuff for the home, like some party favor stuff, and then I have candles and tripods. I do have this pegboard over here, which ended up being one of my favorite parts of this whole conversion, was this little area over here. It just came out so cute. I have this sign that says garage, the only place in the world where nothing has to be explained. I have my Thunderbolt symbol here. I have this book here. And then the pegboard has just some tools that I would use quite frequently when I'm crafting. And I have this image here, which is hard to see, but it's a beautiful photo of me at Burning Man, and it says everything you need is inside you, which is the truth. You can do it, guys. You can do whatever you put your mind and your heart to. I also have another photo frame that says whatever you are, be a good one. So really cute. And then I of course have all my hats and headpieces and things I've made for festivals displayed on the mannequin heads that I also showed you how to make. Here's from the garage door view. It's really hard to believe sometimes how amazing this turned out. Here's my painting area if I want to paint. I have some paintings there. This little stool is what I usually film. When I'm filming YouTube videos, I will sit on that over in that corner there. This area here is where I do a lot of crafting. Sometimes I'll video edit here too. The table's pretty big. It was our old kitchen table, so we just kept it in here because it doesn't really matter much to us if it gets messed up. Sometimes I'll put tablecloth over it anyway, just so it kind of stays a little bit cleaner, but for the most part, it's a nice big workspace to work with for arts and crafts. As you can see, we installed curtains as a divider, and they work really well. Originally, we were planning on building a wall, but we knew we weren't staying in this home for more than maybe another 5 years, so the curtains have worked really well. They basically go all the way to the floor, all the way to the ceiling. Half the time I forget I'm in the garage, unless you, of course, are walking through to this side, and then, oop, yep, there's the other part of the garage. So really works well. Great way to save money instead of sheetrocking and building a whole new wall. These lamps I actually got when I was in college. They were in a thrift store and they didn't come with the shades. Actually, in my sorority house, we had them in there for a long time without the shades. And then finally at Home Goods, I found these gorgeous shades. They actually aren't even the same. So if you look at this one, it's a little bit different than the one I have over here, but I still felt like it worked perfectly. It just kind of looked like a boho, bright colors, just really went with everything I was creating in here, including the mannequin heads. So everything just kind of ties together. The door to the house is kind of scummy. It's kind of crappy, which is why I started turning all my stickers into magnets. So hopefully this will get covered one day. And then once I move, I'll just have awesome stickers for my new refrigerator. I'm sweating to death, so I'm gonna go. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna show you some more shots. So please enjoy. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. comment, subscribe, and hit the post notification bell so you can see more projects like this. Thanks for watching Living by the F Word. See you in the next one. Peace.